Good evening. Welcome to Reclaiming My Life podcast. My name is Claudia Massey. I am the visionary author of Amazon's number one bestseller, Reclaiming My Life. Reclaiming My Life is about trials and trauma that you may have experienced, how you have overcome and reclaimed your life. Please meet my co authors, Miss Ursula Jones,
Hi, my name is Ursula Jones. Thank you for watching Reclaiming My Life podcast.
Dr. Tiffany Tyson,
Hello, I'm Dr. Tiffany. Thank you for joining us tonight on Reclaiming My Life.
Miss Tabitha Chansey,
Hello, I'm Tabitha Chansey, and I would just like to say thank you so much for joining us on Reclaiming My Life.
Miss Tramika Cooper,
Hi, I am Tramika Cooper, and thank you for joining us on Reclaiming My Life.
and the lovely Miss Joanne Bellamy.
Hello, I'm Joanne Bellamy, and thank you for joining us on Reclaiming My Life.
Tonight, we will be talking about hope. Some of you may feel that there is no hope. You are hurting, you are suffering, and you just feel so discouraged. But we are here to let you know that there is hope for healing. Please meet our presenter for tonight, Dr. Tiffany Tyson.
Hello, how are you doing this evening? I am your moderator for tonight, Dr. Tiffany D. Tyson. I am a doctor of psychiatric and family nursing practice. In clinic, I see adults and children with symptoms or diagnoses of ADHD, anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and individuals that may have endured a trauma who may also be experiencing anxiety, depression, or PTSD. The title of my chapter in the book, Reclaiming My Life, is There is Hope. I'm often asked, why did I write that particular chapter? There are two reasons, but tonight I want to share with you one reason. When I think about the word hope, it reminds me of the scripture, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, and it reads, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." That's a have mercy moment right there. I got to read that verse again because there may be somebody out there that may be dealing with hopelessness tonight. "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Now, we all may have experienced trials and tribulations in our lives. And some of us may be right now saying, "God, where are you? Can you hear me? I'm calling out, but where are you right now? How did I even get to this place that I am right now?" But this verse reminds us that we may be weary, but God is all knowing and has the strength that we need, and he is able to utilize that strength to renew us so that we can break chains in our lives that we are experiencing. And so on tonight, I want to call on my co-authors. The first co-author I want to call on is visionary author Claudia Massey. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, beautiful. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. That's one of my favorite verses. And so tonight I want to ask you, in your chapter, you talk about child abuse that you experienced at the age of 14. You also talk about being homeless at one point, and then you talk about your mother's death. How did you start Rena's New Life Ministry, or how did starting that help you turn your pain into purpose?
Yes. So, of course, when I was grieving the loss of my mother, it was one of the most devastating times in my life. So I knew, after a year, still grieving, still sometimes feeling numb, I just realized I have to turn these negative emotions into something productive. I need to do something. And so, what I thought about, because my mother, she was so giving, so loving, she was always taking children in. She raised three that were not her, well, actually four that were not her own. Um, she was doing feeding the homeless. You name it, she was doing it. Anything that was given back. So I thought about, what can I do? So, of course, I wanted to honor my mother and allow her legacy to live on. And that's how I came up with Rena's New Life Ministry. I said, I have to have new life now. My
Yeah.
mother actually left her home church and went to another church to help a pastor start up a church, and it was called Macedonia New Life Seventh-day Adventist Church. So God really gave me new life. And I said, you know what? I want to call it New Life, Rena's New Life, because I want to give other people new life. People
Um,
that are suffering, people
yeah.
that cannot help themselves, mothers that are struggling, they can't buy their children Christmas or a back to school drive. I even do a scholarship in my mother's name, at a Christian school, because she was a teacher at a Christian school. So for the last 2 years, I've also done that. And when we give, when you give, it makes you feel good, you
Yes,
know.
yes, it
And the
does.
Bible, it does, and the Bible even tells us that, 5 reasons why we should give, So giving just made me feel good. It kept me productive. And it really did turn those negative emotions into something positive, because it put a smile on my face to see other people smile.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing with us how you turn your pain into purpose.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
So I now want to call on co-author Joanne Bellamy. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. So in your chapter, you talk about being homeless. So tell the audience, how did you go from being homeless to a homemaker, from to a homeowner?
Okay. Well, homemaker, in the past, I was a wife. I was a homemaker. I had a home and I wasn't homeless. But when I became homeless because of I was evicted and I had nowhere to go. So that led to homeless. Homemaker, unfortunately, I am not a homemaker at this present time. But through my faith, I believe that door will open. And like you said, Dr. Tiffany, wait upon the Lord.
Yes, yes,
Wait upon the Lord.
yes. Thank you so much, Miss Joanne.
Thank you, Dr. Tiffany.
All right. So next, I want to call on our co-author, Miss Tabitha Chansey.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello. How are you tonight?
No complaints. I'm doing wonderful.
So now, in your chapter, you talk about how you were experiencing the gentleman in your life that you were dating, how they were cheating on you, and it just made you become heartless. So how did you go from heartless to becoming heartfelt and actually experiencing love again?
Um, it was never in me. It was just I didn't know how to let go of the pain. Didn't know how to just forgive. Forgiveness is the key, because as long as you can forgive, you can still smile. So that was my thing. I had to forgive. Once I began to forgive, it seemed like everything just started falling in place for me. So I've always been a giving person. That's my passion. So I just put all of that into one and just made a difference within myself, not paying attention to nobody else, just working on tap. And that took being alone, like by myself, being celibate, no men, no, just me. And sometimes being alone make you actually see you could be the problem, and I was the problem. So I have reclaimed my life. This is a new lady, and I'm blessed and thankful.
Wonderful. And what message would you tell other individuals who may be dealing with feelings of heartless tonight? What type of message would you say to them to give them hope that they can change as well?
Forgive, forgive, walk away, know your worth. That's number one. Know your worth. And just because this person did something to you, you cannot live thinking everyone is like that one person. Everyone is different. So you actually have to get to know a person before you judge them. It doesn't matter what they did to this person, or it doesn't matter what that person did to you. Get to know a person. Love yourself first, and everything else will fall into place.
Yes. Thank you so much, co-author Tabitha Chancey.
Thank you.
So next I would like to call on co-author Tramika Cooper.
Hi, beautiful.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you tonight?
I'm wonderful.
Now, in your chapter, you talk about grief and depression. At what
hmm
moment in your life after you lost your parents did you realize what your purpose was?
Um, I realized my purpose maybe about 3 years after losing my parents. Um, I got saved, and once I got saved, my mind was not cloudy anymore. I could hear more from God, and a few years later, God gave me a ministry. I was a young mom at an early age, and my ministry was MOM, Minister on a Mission. And I started making uniquely made diaper cakes out of baby diapers and baby clothes and other baby items. So what I do, I started giving small gifts to homeless women or women in shelters for their small babies.
I love that. So that's how you were able to turn your pain into purpose.
Yes,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
yes.
So next, thank you so much. Next, I would like to call on co-author Miss Ursula Jones.
Hello, Dr. Tyson.
Hello, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great.
So now in your chapter, you talk about the strongholds of addiction. So how did you go from addiction to redemption to reclaim your life?
Well, for me, I hit rock bottom. I was without lights. I didn't have any lights in my home. I had to go stay with a friend with my two children at the time, and it was it was bad for me. So what happened to me? I hit rock bottom, and I just said to myself, I want to do better for myself. So in order to do better for yourself, I had to stop hanging around the people that I was hanging around, the company that I was keeping around me. So after I stopped hanging around the people that, was doing the same thing and got my life back together. And the first thing I did was prayer. I prayed.
Mhm.
That was the number one thing, prayer. So
Yes,
God was the one to help me. You know, prayer. There's always hope. You can get a talk to a life coach.
yes.
Talk to someone with prayer, and that way you can get your life back together, get back on track. Because that's what I had to do. I had to get back on track. It took a long time, but there was hope. So my thing is, I would like to tell anyone that's out there that's trying to from struggling and trying to get back to their self, pray, get your life coach, stay around bad company, watch who you be around, and just be you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight and encouraging those that may be suffering
Mhm.
with addiction that through hope and prayer and changing
Mhm.
friends,
Yes.
the individuals that you associate with
Hmm.
can help you and help them reclaim their life. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So you've heard from our co-authors tonight how they were able to reclaim their life. And some of them use prayer, health coaches. Some of them also began to associate with different individuals, not associating with those same individuals that were tied to certain negative activities or addiction. So I hope on tonight that you were able to find something inspirational that you heard that will also give you hope. We now want to turn it back to Miss Claudia Massey.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Dr. Tyson, that
Yes,
was beautiful. Beautiful presentation. Thank you so
thank you.
much. So needed, because a lot of people just don't have hope, and you being a doctor of psychiatric, um, I know you see this often. So, I can imagine why you chose to write on There Is Hope.
Yes, like you said, I see this so often. And then when people come in, usually when they come in to see me, they have hit rock bottom. They're at their lowest point. They are ready to give up and just throw in the towel. And they're either tired of living that way. And sometimes they may even come in and be suicidal. And so we have to kind of, remind them that, even though these things are happening to you right now, let's talk about the things that are going well in your life. Let's get
Right.
you back to that point. And so, hey, let's get you into therapy. Let's start this medication. Let's come up with a plan. I believe in meeting people where they are, where they're dealing with homelessness or where they're dealing with issues, they don't have food. And so also providing those other resources for them,
Mm.
because even though you may be there to provide therapy or medication, if they don't have a place to stay, if they don't have food to eat, if they're worried about how their bills are, going to
Right.
get paid, then that's still going to make them feel depressed and still make them feel hopeless. And so, if you give them those additional resources, again, meet the people where they're at. And I want people to know that on tonight, if you're dealing with hopelessness, if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, or even trauma, you can contact me at our office, 252 We are here to help you if you're in the North Carolina area. We also have educational programs. If you've gone without your GED, because sometimes people get rock bottom, they, like, well, I didn't do well in school. I don't want to go back. I couldn't focus, or I had this addiction. But guess what? If you connect with the right resources, we can help you. So, again, I want them to know that there is hope. They can also reach us at oicbehavioralhealth.com.
Awesome. Awesome. And Dr. Tyson, I definitely want to say, a lot of times people can see a doctor, but they go there, to see that doctor. The doctor is actually talking with them. They may prescribe medication or whatever the case may be and send them on their way. But I want to say that I'm happy, truly happy for your patience. And anyone who is thinking of seeking therapy, that you provide, let me tell you, you can't go wrong, because what I'm most grateful about is that you are a compassionate person.
Oh,
You take time with people. You listen. Most doctors, and I don't want to say most doctors, but some doctors, they rush people. They're trying to get to the next patient. And people that need this kind of therapy, that need hope, they need someone that's actually listening, that don't just hear them, that don't just see through them, but see them, and you do provide all of that. So I'm so grateful that, they are seeing you. So again, one more time, Dr. Tyson, please give them your information.
yes. So if you are dealing with any type of mental health issues, if you're dealing with trauma, you can contact my office at 252-212-3350 or oicbehavioralhealth.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we just always like to say, we are here to inspire, to encourage, empower, and motivate others because of our own testimonies, because of our own trials and our trauma. We're not sitting here trying to tell you what you can do and how you can do it, We're telling you because we've experienced it, because we've gone through it, and we have reclaimed our lives. And that's why we know that there is hope for healing.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We love you. If no one has told you that today, trust me when I tell you, I love you. Okay? Be blessed. And remember, you can reclaim your life.